Hello lads and gals, we've got some more mods for Oblivion Remastered. Make sure you stick around because some of these are absolutely awesome. These mods on this Nexus website are just getting so much better, so make sure you stick around. So firstly, we're going to show you Witcher Steel Sword by Sir Galahad, and pretty much this includes the Witcher Steel Sword from the Witcher games. Now if you do like the Witcher, this will be right up your alley. So at this moment in time, this will replace the Sword of Jiggalag, and yeah, that will pretty much replace one of the DLC weapons. So as you can see in first person, this sword actually looks pretty incredible. The textures on this are not too bad, and obviously it's pretty much the exact same sword from The Witcher, the steel sword that Geralt uses. Now, there is no sheath in third person. Obviously, when you put your weapon away, your character will not wear a sheath. But the great thing about this, your character does put it on his back because it is a two-handed weapon, which looks absolutely incredible because it does need to be a two-handed weapon because it looks absolutely awesome that way. As you can see, this weapon just looks absolutely amazing. So make sure you grab this one because I'll probably be keeping this in my mod list. And the more it gets updated, the more it will change. So you will probably have a sheath after this video is uploaded. I'm not too sure. Now we have the Witcher gear by the same Sir Galahad. Now this will include Geralt's Witcher gear from the game, which is the starting gear from any of the Witcher games, and I've got to say this looks like absolutely amazing. Now the texture quality on this is pretty good. I've got to say it fits in quite well with the game. I won't say it's very blurry unless you're very up close to the character, which most things would be. The Witcher pendant is also included in this armor, but it does not jiggle around when your character runs about, which this game actually does have in the base game itself, which is a pretty cool little addition, so you'd have to get any SLP kind of modification to the game like you do in Skyrim. So yeah, overall a very good armor, and it does fit well. It does replace the leather armor, so if you don't like the leather armor, this will fully replace that for the Witcher gear. So make sure you check this out because I will be keeping this in my mod list also. Now a great mod, Better Close Camera by Cates, will pretty much zoom in the camera in third person, and it's a bit lower, kind of like how you have it in Resident Evil. There's like 3 different options to this camera, but I'm going to have the one that's closer to like the Resident Evil preset. Now, as you can see in vanilla game, it's a lot more zoomed out, and it just doesn't look like great, I've got to say, in my own opinion. And so this mod will pretty much have it more lowered down. As you can see in combat, while using a bow and arrow, I feel like it feels so much better, and it's a lot more zoomed in, especially when you're using any sort of blunt or heavy-handed weapon or any kind of sword in the game. It does feel so much better. So if you remember in the actual Witcher remake or remastered they did, the camera in third person was a lot more zoomed in, and it kind of looks a bit more like this, which kind of goes well with the Witcher gear I've just mentioned in this video. So yeah, this is a must download mod that kind of zooms in the camera to third person, which looks so much better. I've got to say that in my own opinion. It looks better than the vanilla camera in third person. So this is definitely a download that you need to have if you are a third person kind of player in Oblivion Remastered. Now for the main menus, we've got the main menu Recolor by Eclipse 966, and this will completely change the color of the main menu screen. So as you can see, all your stats pages and your inventory screen is all changed for like a darker brown or beige color instead of the lighter color that is in the vanilla game. So everything's a lot more darker now, and I say it's probably a lot easier on the eyes. So yeah, it kind of looks a bit more ruined, I've got to say. So the actual notebook kind of style they've got going is a lot more darker. So I prefer this than vanilla screens. So yeah, the vanilla one, like I said, is a lot lighter and a lot more beigey. This is a bit more browner. So yeah, it looks so much better, and it's a lot easier on the eyes, and it kind of gives it a bit more aesthetic to the actual main menu screen. As you can see, every single page on the screen, including any pop-ups that use the same kind of design, will actually be changed. Now we have the main menu replacer. So what this will do is completely change the main menu screen and the intro screen to the OG Oblivion one. So yeah, so if you like the OG Oblivion main menu screen, as soon as you boot up the game, this will be up your alley. So this is classic main menu remastered by Willock, aka Cerebral. And yeah, this will completely change the main menu screen to like the OG version. So if you've ever played OG Oblivion, this is what it looked like when you booted up the game and you entered to the main menu screen. So it will show the actual map in the background. So yeah, it's a nice little addition, and I actually really liked the OG Oblivion main menu screen. So make sure you check this out because yeah, I do prefer it than the new remastered main menu screen. Although it does look pretty awesome with the Imperial Guard, this just kind of brings the nostalgia back to the actual game. And I feel like this should have been in the game anyway. Now we just need loading screens just like the OG because the loading screens were so good and so nostalgic. Now this mod will completely change the metal armor for a more skimpy version for you dirty bastards out there. This is the Ineffective metal armor, and this is only for female characters. As you can see, the metal armor has been cut around the waist area so you can actually see the belly. It kind of turns it into like a belly top and metal armor. So if you do like more skimpier lewd armors, this is be up your alley for a female character. And as you can see, her belly's hanging out a bit more. You can actually make it a bit more lewd, where in the greaves her actual arse is sticking out a bit more, and there's no actual pants on the greaves, so you can actually see the legs. There's just a bit more skin when you're wearing this armor. So I do quite like this. If you do like these kind of armors for females, this should be absolutely perfect for you. So I'm probably going to keep this because I do kind of like the look of it, because on female characters, metal armor kind of makes you look a bit more like a dude. So just like in Skyrim, we have the alternate start by Cookie Dough, and yeah, this will pretty much change the actual start for your player character. So when you actually create your character in game, you will be loaded in the prison cell in the vanilla game. Now with this mod, you will actually be loaded in a house next to the docks in the Imperial City. So as soon as you choose your character, you will be inside this little house. I think it's actually the ship, to be honest with you. You've got a bit of food here on the table. Now to continue on this, you actually want to go to the bed because the main door is actually locked. So you just need to go to the actual bed and then click your actual stats. So you can click your class, your birth sign, and then finish. So it's exactly the same as if you were playing the vanilla game, but everything's right here, right at the very start. So as soon as you click your stats, then you will be chosen to go outside into the world, and you will be set with a kind of style of armor depending on what kind of birth sign or stats you've chosen. So I'm guessing and I'm assuming that I chose a warrior class, and then the character will spawn with iron armor. So as you can see, my character is now wearing iron armor. I'm assuming that's because I chose the warrior class. It might be different if you choose like a mage character or any of the other builds. So yeah, that's alternate start. Now we have a cool little player house mod, the Abandoned Player Home by Wither Away, and this will pretty much improve the abandoned home in the city where you start the Dark Brotherhood questline. And now as you can see, there's a lot more items in this house, a bed, and a lot of the unique weapons that you grab in game. So the actual basement leads you to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, but upstairs you actually have a nice little fireplace here and a lot more miscellaneous items that are just sitting around, so you can actually make this your little player home. So it's a bit worn away and there's obviously a lot of cobwebs and everything kind of looks a bit cluttered. But yeah, this is a nice little play home mod if you do want a little house in Oblivion, fairly simple. It'll just be located on your map. And yeah, this is the bedroom here, and it does look quite nice. Sadly, it was hitting my FPS for some reason. It might be because of all the clutter items in this area. But yeah, overall, it's a nice little player home mod. So if you do want an easy player home, and you don't have to pay for it, just come to the abandoned house just above the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, and you will have a nice little player home. So yeah, you don't have to pay for this, and it does look pretty good overall. So yeah, if you're nice little play home for the play character that you can grab with this mod, it's very decent. And yeah, sadly it does tank your FPS very slightly. Now another awesome mod by Wither Away, this is the Cloud Ruda camp. So if you actually go to the Cloud Ruda temple, you will actually be able to find this little house just outside the main doors of the actual temple itself. And as you can see, there's actually no loan screen to get inside of this house. It's kind of like a little hut just for the player character. So we're going to show you now. You've got a little bed near the actual sliding door and a lot of items just strewn across with a lot of like paper on the walls and a lot of signage. And yeah, overall, it's a very good player home mod if you don't want any loan screens and it's just pretty much open right next to the temple doors. And yeah, there's a lot of things here where you can actually put your objects into, so a lot of chests and stuff where you can store a lot of your items. And yeah, it's a nice little addition to the Cloud Ruda temple, because then you can actually have your own little player home just outside the main gates. Wither Away does make some decent mods. Now a nice little replace mod that will replace the fur jacket to a leather jacket. So this is leather jacket by Ori, and yeah, this will completely change the fur jacket to this leather one. So this is for both male and female characters, and I've got to say it does look quite drippy. I do like this, and it kind of reminds me of Leon's jacket from Resident Evil 4 Remake. So yeah, this is a must-have if you don't like the actual fur jacket or fur cuirass that you get in Oblivion. So yeah, that is a lot longer, and I just don't think it looks that great. Now this you can have a lot more drip in your game, and this will completely change it for any NPCs in the game also. So yeah, it goes quite well with a female character, and it also goes quite well with a male character. So if you do kind of like this jacket's look, kind of looks a bit more like Witcher, make sure you grab this one, because it does change the fur cuirass, which I don't really like in the vanilla game. So make sure you grab this one. Now, for all you guys who don't like the HUD, this is the Minimalistic Compass. I can't even speak, it's like a tongue twister that. But yeah, this will completely change the actual compass at the top side of your screen. So this is what it looks like in vanilla game. It's a lot more bulkier, and now this is what it looks like with the mod on. So you can't really see it as much, and it's not as visible, but it looks a lot more cleaner, and it doesn't take up half your screen. So make sure you download this mod if you don't like the big bulky compass that the vanilla game brings you. So as you can see, all of the actual icons are at the top screen. You actually get different presets of this on the mod page that will be linked down below. So yeah, this is a must-have mod if you don't like the compass, because I surely don't like the actual vanilla games compass, because it's quite bulky and it does take up a big portion of your screen. So yeah, this will actually shrink it down so it looks that much better. Now, a nice Playerhome mod for your mage lovers out there. This is an Iberian Riverhouse by Haim Projects, and this will give you a nice massive Playerhome for any kind of mage character. Now, you can actually use this with any character, it doesn't really matter, but if you are a mage character, that kind of goes hand in hand with that kind of build. And yet overall it looks pretty incredible. I do like this little garden that's outside just to the main doors of the actual house itself, and it looks absolutely lush, and you can obviously pluck all these plants if you need to create any kind of potions. So yeah, in the daytime it looks pretty nice, this mod, and also in the nighttime it does as well because of all the luminous lighting around the area. So we're going to go inside the main building, and it's kind of like the TARDIS. This is kind of small inside, but it looks absolutely massive on the outside. But overall this mod looks pretty incredible. So if you are a mage character, this will go pretty hand in hand with that kind of build. So yeah, it's a very nice mod, and I've got to say it's very cozy inside. So yeah, if you do like these kind of Playerhome modes mods, make sure you download this mod because it looks pretty awesome. So yeah, overall very good mod. I do like how they put all the clutter in this room, and it just looks very nice. So make sure you grab this if you are a mage character in Oblivion Remastered. Let's just hope in the future there is a mod where you can actually ride boats, because there is a boat located just outside this building. So if there is a mod in the future, you might be able to ride the boat just located outside the main building. So finally, the cutest of them all, this is Rex, your loyal dog by Queen Ninja. Now this will give you a dog companion to Oblivion, and yeah, this will literally just spawn in as soon as you play the game. This companion will literally come to the player character, so all you need to do, what I did was wait 24 hours and then the dog was there. It says the Imperial Waterfront, I went there, it wasn't there, so I just kept teleporting around the map, and eventually the dog spawned in. For some reason it spawns in like 3 of them, so if you do use console command, just disable 2 of them so you have 1 dog. The dog's pretty overpowered though, and it is immortal, and it will scale with the player character, so as you level up, the dog will also level up. Anyways, that's it, cocksuckers. Adios, motherfuckers.